Here's another pre-postness project from Mark Zarolo. He asked, what if we considered falling from the sky from the perspective of things themselves falling? And why not with a performative improvisation? Let's share the play. No, we aren't solving anything right here. We're practicing asking questions and seeing where they lead. This is where the value lies. We're testing peripheral vision. We're using play to disrupt tunnel vision. We're asking others to join in to see what it feels like. Because as designers, we're good at capturing, distilling, translating, organizing, mediating, framing, and structuring. So in the absence of going to an organized residency, you can make your own prompts, ask others to join in, and you can talk to yourself. Tell that critic who whispers in your ear that play isn't worth it, not now, I'll let you know when you're invited. This feeds me, this connects me, and I trust that it matters. A student made this magnet thingy. He uses it when he gets stuck. He told me he can hear my voice. Yes and, why not, what if, and try it. Simple prompts for next steps. You can make up your own prompts, whatever helps you to get out of tunnel vision. A to-do list might look like this. I don't remember who made it. I found it in a DesignInquiry Google Doc folder, and it's kind of perfect. And to get out of fix-it tunnel vision mode, it might take a reminder during a meeting. Thank you, Emily. It's hard not to resort to a comfortable fix-it attitude all the time. Sharing a list of touch point phrases can help focus attitudes, a bit of grounding for hopefully unsettling places. These phrases, still evolving on a shared Google Doc, remain important reminders for working together and building on the same page-ish relationships. I like set the stage. That works for building a program, teaching, client work, me to you right now, and done-ish is good too. We've made this publication to share the spirit of DesignInquiry in action. We named our theories and practice methods, and it shows the breadth of work collaboration inspires, and includes examples of abstracts from topic prompts. And these ideas can definitely be translated into other settings where sideways thinking might boost a moment, a process, or outcome, and at the very least, to help check back into joy. It's available here in the bookstore. No selling from the stage, I know, Rick, but it's here. It coincided with a DesignInquiry exhibition, fall 2019, and it kicked off another decade of agitation. That exhibition was called Futurespective, an exhibition as inquiry. It was at the Maine College of Art and Design's Institute of Contemporary Art. Futurespective was a series of installations and overlapping artist residencies and events that were an invitation into DesignInquiry thinking, seeing, acting, and being. The curators, Emily Luce, Gail Swanland, Denise Gonzalez-Crisp, Gabrielle Esperdy, and I, wanted Futurespective to demonstrate an ethos of unplanned, unknown, and the unfinished. There were 3 gallery spaces. In a street-facing gallery, weekly interviews with residency artists were live projected. We had our own cloud. And next to a hearth for gathering, this was also a reading room that held publications that were direct outcomes of residencies, as well as other publishing work that was an influence for DesignInquiry or influenced by DesignInquiry. A timeline with a historical chronology of design and culture envisioned how all roads led to DesignInquiry. It presents influences, inspirations, and ambitions. Walls of images invited an understanding that opportunities of collaboration can be varied, and that work, play, classroom, studio, living can all merge. Work was mounted with insect pins on rubber bumpers for loose, moving, and interchangeable possibilities. Places, ideas, work, and voices were projected from swings in an adjacent gallery. Image and sound was like an envelope of people, things, and ideas for a sum greater than the parts. The space included an index of design inquiry, and that project provoked or provided grounding depending on one's ability to be okay with questions instead of answers. It revisits the original Index of American Design, which was a New Deal work relief project for artists. Design Inquiry's index is almost as ambitious. Aphorisms throughout the galleries connect objects with ideas. Here, everything is a project, ties the shop to the video room and states a fact. We do our best work together sets the stage in the largest gallery because it's true. The space remained alive and fluid. An inquiry gathering convened throughout the exhibition. A lineup of visiting artists were in residence and intersected with BFA classes and grad programs. There was a weekend convivium event, First Friday celebrations, an opening and a closing. Local high school art programs held their own workshops in the space. There were lectures, publishing on site, and weekly bread baking demonstrations. And through it all, it was open to the public who witnessed play at its best, in the open, collaborative, and with enthusiasm for improvisation. Charles Melcher designed and built a bread cart, where the full process of baking sourdough bread happened, this time in a gallery setting. Again, the sharing of bread, made in the open, becomes a communal act. This gesture of sharing craft, knowledge, and food radiated into the space with smell, touch, sight, and taste. Plus, this cart can travel. Past inquirers designed posters commemorating projects and topics that the Install residency group hung on gallery pillars in a major improvisational moment. They framed spaces and were typographic expressions of past topic prompts, reinterpreted for future perspective. Here's a little intermission eye candy for the designers. Modular work tables were continually rearranged as needed for all the comings and goings. They were not only necessary, but they prompted participation by design. Here, Steve Bowden and Pete Uvanic's 2,500-pound interactive sculpture, The Weight of Our Words piece, tested using and misusing ideas of language, construction, reproduction, labor, and value. The press is fully functional and includes a full uppercase character set chiseled from cement blocks. Museum goers were asked to operate this printing press with deliberation while being mindful of the weight of one's words. This is an operating manual made by students of his class. One big yes and for curators, participants, visitors, and passersby, this exhibition's another example of exposing play without tunnel vision. I don't mean to simplify the labor behind it all and want to call attention to the experience of those who contributed. We are practiced in looking sideways. So I have found real ways and means to circumvent tunnel vision with reframing questions and with the joy of collaboration. This has obviously been over time and with fits and starts, trial and error, in the studio and in the classroom, sometimes alone, always with others. And I want to share this with you because practicing corner of the eye play instills an openness and a familiar willingness to not overprescribe outcomes. It is a practice to recognize what's in front of me, not what I'm hoping to be in front of me. So I hope this invitation to be aware of the peripheral, along with a few examples at different scales and some tools, has become a provocation for you to set up your own lab of generosity with curiosity and investment. These experiences have woven an ineffable gratitude to my colleagues, students, clients, design inquirers, all collaborators. In my continual testing of these admittedly sometimes very tricky to explain who knew places. Their enthusiasm for the unknowns brought me here and continues to resonate. So, one more thing, I have a prompt for you.